Of course, I picked up the From Russia with Love game, and I picked up something else as well, but it's escaping me right now. I was looking for the Warriors game, like I was telling you. I just haven't been able to find it, but I will find it. With the ocean behind us, why not talk about the events last week in Lucha, in La Templo?
La Templo.
Why not?
Well, what was the first match again of the night?
I honestly don't remember. We'll come back to it. You know what? We'll talk about the rest of the show.
Okay.
It'll come to us.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, what was your biggest takeaway from the night? My biggest takeaway from the night, honestly, was the reveal of Matanza. Finally, we got to see him. He looked a little bit different than what we saw at the end of season 1, where he looked more like Aaron Black from Mortal Kombat. I think they identified the fact that he looked too much like Aaron Black, and they made him look
switched it up a bit
to make him look more like Jason, which is totally fine, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess
it's okay with me.
Jason's the public domain now. You can anybody can be that hockey mask killer, basically. It's a black mask though. It's totally different.
Yeah.
Braun Strowman's like,
I'm the only black sheep around here.
I think it's a safe bet we're going to see Matanza in matches relatively soon.
Hopefully against Mil Muertes.
I do know for a fact that there was only a couple of matches on the night from Lucha last week, and the jewel, the standout, obviously, was Mil Muertes versus Phoenix, the Gift of the Gods champion, for the Lucha Underground title. This is a rematch. We've seen these two competitors going at it before in a series of bloody, highly violent contests, and this was no different. Both luchadors going at each other, ripping each other's masks, lots of stiff spots from both guys.
Bleeding everywhere.
Yeah, bleeding like stuck hogs.
Yeah.
And in the end,
Phoenix takes the championship. The Lucha Underground Championship.
A result that neither of us saw coming.
No. I thought he was just going to get bodied and flatlined.
Mm-hmm. He's going to have to face a whole bunch of other luchadors in Aztec Warfare next week.
Yeah, and the odds are stacked against him. Is he going to pull a Roman Reigns?
And lose at the end?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Or maybe like Roman Reigns 2015 and he might win.
Yeah.
Only time will tell.
Which era of Roman Reigns, nobody knows. But he's still not heel yet, so...
That's true. Who do you think right now is the strongest luchador in the temple? Who do you think right now, on paper, should be the champ?
Should be the champ?
Mm-hmm.
It's honestly... It's hard to say between, Phoenix, Prince Puma, Pentagon Jr., Mil Muertes, like, they're all, like, even, Cage and Johnny Mundo. Like, there's just so many of them that I'd imagine would be great champions.
I feel like just from popularity, I think it'd be Pentagon.
Yeah, for sure.
And just from ability, I have no problem believing Mil Muertes is the champion.
Mm-hmm.
He's the biggest, scariest guy.
What about Prince Puma?
I mean, Prince Puma is probably the best athlete and a totally deserving champion in his own way. I remember what the other match was, big guy. The other match was the Trios Championship.
Yes.
The Disciples of Death with Katrina against Son of Havoc, Ivelisse, and Angelico.
And there was a lot on the line.
There was. The aforementioned team of Ivelisse, Son of Havoc, and Angelico, they put their careers on the line.
Mm-hmm.
But fortunately, they overcame the Disciples of Death.
They overcame all odds. And then the Disciples of Death, they kind of had a bad time after the match.
Sorry, boss.
Sorry, boss.
It didn't go as planned.
No. And they got lightning fisted.
EX moves.
Yeah.
Mil Muertes using some meter on his disciples and showing them.
EX chokeslam.
He should have done an EX chokeslam. I guess there wasn't room in the locker room.
No.
But tell you what there was room in the locker room for, though.
Phoenix and Kevin.
That's right. A very revealing vignette where we finally found out the origin of the new manager of the Templo. Katrina, this mysterious woman who holds this blood stone, turns out she's been dead for some time. Who knows how long, but through Phoenix, she hopes to come back to life again.
She needs his power.
She does. And at this point, this establishes that Lucha Underground is on a whole nother level of silliness.
Yeah, basically, but I'm loving every minute of it.
Yeah, it's the type of place where there's enough room for ghost women, zombie men, and guys who like to get oiled up before they're married.
Yeah, speaking of silliness, more Joey Ryan, please. He's a cop in Lucha Underground, so there's some justice that needs to be served.
Oh, absolutely.
Some oily justice.
Some greasy justice.
Oh my god.
Yep. Speaking of being oiled up, if we can just slip and slide right through NXT. Last week's show, it was good, but the only thing that really, in my opinion, warrants mentioning was the tag team match at the end of the show, which featured the Vaudevillains, former NXT tag team champions, against your favorite tag team,
American Alpha, Gable, Jordan.
And
Gable and Jordan were looking excellent, as expected.
Yes, true Americans, shining, getting all their spots in. Vaudevillains selling like crazy for them. Is it safe to say that American Alpha is going to become the NXT champions? Tag team champions? TakeOver?
I think that's pretty safe to say, especially with, the loss of Enzo and Cass. I felt like that pretty much, at least for now, cements the fact that they're probably coming for those tag titles. Although, who knows, because, the Revival is definitely not looking weak.
No, not at all. And Gable and Jordan could, let's say for example they win those titles, a foreseeable program against Cass and Enzo just makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Just a babyface versus babyface program is fine as long as they have good matches, and
they definitely would, and they're both so over with the fans.
Yeah, you said it. I guess that leads us to the one and only other point that Warren's mentioning from the show. Not a match. It was the fact that we finally were introduced to the King of Strong Style.
Oh my lord. I forgot.
It's really awesome.
He's finally here.
Mm-hmm. He's finally here, and it's awesome we can finally talk about Shinsuke Nakamura as a WWE superstar.
See you in Dallas.
In Dallas.
Dallas.
Oh yeah, we're ready, Shinsuke.
Yeah.
Bring it on. It's gonna be awesome. Can't wait
We're ready to see you in Dallas.
100%. I'm sure Shinsuke is probably gonna, now that he's WWE superstar, he's gonna be sitting down with Shane, Vince, Triple H, and Paul Heyman for every week to watch our show.
Oh yes.
Who else do you think sits in those sessions?
Definitely William Regal as well.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm sure Charles
100%.
Robinson's there as well, just so he can watch for the officials.
Yeah, they just put it on the Titantron in the arena.
While they're setting up the matches.
Yeah.
Or sorry, probably, but while they're setting up the ring. The ring crew is just setting up the ring, and then the producers are setting up the matches, and then in the background they're playing our show.
Yeah.
Last week's program, when we were getting eaten alive by mosquitoes and shouting out Wendy's, I'm sure they love that. That or they stopped playing on the Titantron. The fact is, up until last week, we have reason to believe they watched the program. And thank you so much, guys, for watching. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. Other than that, there's very lukewarm, not very well put together side feuds that maybe they'll find something that works eventually. Who knows?
WrestleMania is the reset button. It's the beginning of the season for wrestling.
Hopefully. Maybe Shane McMahon will usher in a new era. Although, if Undertaker loses, it'll be his last match. So who knows what'll happen there.
Maybe Undertaker would be willing to lose for the future of the business. That or he's going to chokeslam Shane to the
He'll
cage.
sacrifice himself. Undertaker died for your sins.
Corporate Undertaker.
No!
And then the Brothers of Destruction become the Brothers of Construction. They're doing business development.
I would want like a corporate Undertaker to actually be kind of cool though, and not like corporate Kane.
How would you make corporate Undertaker kind of
I have
cool?
no idea. I have no idea at all. Other than just like keeping his gimmick the same, basically, except he wears.
Oh, that doesn't make any sense. Oh wait, hold on a second. That already dresses like Count Dracula. That doesn't make any sense either.
No.
Hold on. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe what he could do, he'd go back to wearing the classic costume where he actually looks like he works in a funeral home.
Yeah.
With like the purple gloves and all that. Well, maybe not the purple. He get black gloves, but then otherwise just kind of have like the kind of like a suit coat with the long wide hat.
If he was still around, I'd love to have that with Corporate Kane and Big Boss Man.
Rest in peace, boss man. But yeah, that would be
Yeah.
awesome. Absolutely.
The three of them, those three titans.
Yeah, I was trying to think of somebody to better choice, but no, there isn't really.
That would be a devastating, like, authority figure.
You know what I realized actually now that I think about it? But the only person I could think of that's really fast and nimble and amazing worker and a really good heel and the same body size as Boss Man is KO.
You're right.
Maybe he'll become a Hall of Famer one day. I hope so.
Hopefully. But now he's just, you know, a child, pretty much.
Yeah, and then Sin Cara's gonna come out, and then when Sin Cara's gonna be out there, then Stardust. Yeah, then we have Stardust and Sin Cara, and who's the biggest jobber in the whole WWE? Oh, I know, Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder, Sin Cara, and Stardust are all gonna have a match, and then I'm gonna interfere, and then the babyfaces are gonna come out, and then I'm gonna interfere with them as well. Do you like that, Steph? Steph? Can you see him on the phone?
Mom?
Mommy?
Mom?
Actually, now you just spelled it out for me. When Seth's not here, someone has to play the Seth role.
Yeah.
Kevin's playing the Seth.
It was Sheamus for a little bit, but now it's Seth.
I don't think Triple H and Stephanie probably went home every night, just like they're driving the car, Steph's behind the wheel, and Triple H just sitting there like, this needs to change.
Yeah.
Sheamus and Stephanie's like, I know, we'll do something. Sheamus though, are you kidding me? And they did.
Yep. They found a new child.
They did.
A new adoption.
And I hope that on subsequent car rides over the next couple weeks, we're like 2 weeks, basically 2 weeks away from the big night.
The road to WrestleMania.
Yeah. Well, they're on the road back home to Stanford, and they're talking about the road to WrestleMania. Trips, Steph, we know you watched the program. Just whatever you need, let us know.
Yeah. Anything.
We're there for you. Well, not anything. We're not going to do anything ridiculous. I mean, we're professional.
I'll jump off the Titantron.
Ushering age a whole new era of big bumps.
Yeah.
Big E versus Shane match. Actually, if you go to WWE, your gimmick name can't be Big E. It has to be something else.
No, it can't.
Well, we'll think of something. Whatever your gimmick
It's
name.
copyright. I'm gonna have to take many splashes from Big E.
You totally will. Vince is gonna find out that you're using that name. You're like, oh, is he?
Barium. Big E goes splash.
He's gonna hit you with the apron splash. The
3
center.
splashes won't be enough.
No,
Only
he needs 5. He's gonna hit you with the apron splash, the center of the ring splash, the top rope splash, and then he'll do the apron splash 2 more times.
Will I get a table splash?
Sure. Why not?
On both announce tables?
There's 5 splashes.
Yeah.
And that's all the time we have tonight for Wrestling Ramble.
All I've learned from this episode is that I need to become a WWE superstar so I can take many splashes.
And save WrestleMania.
Yeah, pretty much. It's been quite an episode.
Thanks once again for joining us. He's going to, I guess, start training.
Yep.
I'll see you next week on the program. Thanks for watching.